Hello, hello everyone. I'm Damini, your host for today, and today I have that special guest with me who's very active on LinkedIn, who's posting daily content on LinkedIn. None other than Ms.Varsha Gupta, who's an associate at Shardul, Amarchand, Mangaldas. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming to my channel and accepting my invitation on a very short notice.
Thank you very much, Damini, and I actually feel honored to be invited by you. And I don't know if I will be able to do justice to the questions that you will ask, but I'll definitely try my best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my honor to have you over there. So, without taking your much time, I would just request you to share your law school journey with us.
What about law school journey? As I told you earlier, also that I haven't really enjoyed my law school life, and I now miss that I could have, relived those moments. But then in law school, definitely because of Dehradun, the weather, hilly areas, and all of that was a plus point for us. So that, after the classes, we could go out, chill with friends. Apart from that, I was honestly in my college campus only for the first 2 years. So we did not enjoy much because of the time restriction of 6 p.m. But then after I got a PPO from Sam in my fourth year end, that is when I enjoyed for a year. I lived in flat, and I went to Mussoorie, which is just 30 kilometers from Dehradun, after 4 years. And people visit almost every weekend. So there have been such things, but I think I miss my college life now because of the weather in Delhi.
Yeah, but ma'am, you said that you were always into studies and all that, yet, and you didn't enjoy at all. But would you mind telling us like what sort of activities you were doing? Were you doing modes, areas, or just focusing on the curriculum, the studies, and all that?
So in the beginning, I was focusing mostly on my getting grades. For first year, I focused only on grades, and I was interning with an NGO in my very first year. But then I realized that only grades do not matter, and I need to get out of my comfort zone, intern at various places. I tried mooting in my very first year because we have a novice moot court competition in our college, and we were the runners up. So I gained confidence because I never spoke in public earlier, and I was that person. People were, my family was also like, "How will you speak in public? You have public fear and all of that." So when we got runners-up award in the novice moot court competition, I gained confidence, and then I continued mooting, and I also went for an animal law moot court competition, which was conducted by RG Animal in our first year only, and I got second best speaker award there. So then I continued mooting till my third year. And then I started writing research papers also because I got bored of mooting, and I was like, no, if I want to get into a corporate, I need to write research papers. So I started writing earlier on blogs, I started writing. And then when my interest area switched to insolvency and bankruptcy, I wrote a few blogs on insolvency, and which definitely helped me in getting an internship and also a job at SAM. So I was not only inclined towards grades, though I maintained second rank throughout these 5 years, and I was also a scholarship holder, but I was focusing more on other things. And one thing which I would like to highlight is I was very much inclined towards event organizing. So I used to conduct, workshops in my college, and then I was part of an international organization also, NILS. So I conducted, international summer schools, winter schools in a JNU campus. So that is something, through which I got more exposure. I got connected with more, experts in this area. in law field, which helped me in making my career as a first generation lawyer. So I think we need to do all these things and not just be a rank holder.
That's actually very inspiring that you managed to get a PPO from SAM. You did mooting, you did internships, you did write research papers for the publications. I think like you're an inspiration for those who want to excel in corporate, not only in corporate, because these things matters for every field, whether you are going for in-house or litigation, these things matters. And I think you said that you did not enjoy law school at all. But I think doing these things, you actually did everything which one is supposed to do during those 5 years. So, ma'am, you pointed out that you got a PPO from SAM. So, but would you mind telling us like the sort of internships you did, or because of the internships you got PPO, or what are the other factors? So, how many internships you did?
Honestly speaking, I was lucky enough to get an internship at JSA in my second year only. Through their, the questionnaire that they send, and I was also interviewed. So I was lucky enough to get a chance to intern at Tier 1 Law Firm in my second year, and that is when, I got to know about a firm called Duff and Phelps. So Duff and Phelps is basically a valuation firm, and so at that time they started their restructuring practice, which majorly deals with insolvency and bankruptcy. So that was the time when I got to know about insolvency and bankruptcy code for the very first time. And I was like, I need to intern at this place. This seems very interesting. And you know what they did not used to take law interns. So I had to convince them that I can be a resource to your restructuring team. And they took 3 interviews, and I got into Duff and Phelps for 6 months. That is when my work in insolvency started, and I gained interest in this area. And then I had a callback internship from SAM also, because I interned in their GC team, and they recommended me for a callback. But I did not go to GC team again, though people recommend that you should go to the same team and intern so that you get a PPO. But since GC was not my interest area, I switched to insolvency and bankruptcy team. I told them about my work at Duff and Phelps, that I have been working on this for 6 months. And since it's niche area, there are very few people who, know about insolvency. So they definitely, gave me projects, gave me some research work, so that they can assess me on how I am in insolvency. So when I was assessed, I was offered a callback again, that since you are in your 4th year, you should intern again with us, and then we will consider your candidature. So then I got an opportunity to intern with the same team again, and I was very, so I got internships for 2 weeks, but it got extended to almost 2 months, because they wanted me to continue interning. And so that before my college starts, I left the internship, and on the very last day, I was offered a PPO. That, you have been recommended for PPO, but that it did not last there. After that, we have PPO interviews also. And see, honestly, even after you are recommended, you are still worried about whether you will be able to clear the PPO interview or not. And for me, it was a very lengthy process because of, because I was not present in Delhi. So I had to go through online interview, and there was one offline interview also. So my interview was taken by 2 partners, one from GC team and one from IBC team. And then finally, I was offered PPO after 6 months of this rigorous process. So I would say it's not easy. It's very difficult to get into it.
Yeah, because when people say that you get a PPO, they say that life is easy now. But the ongoing processes, the processes which takes place for a PPO as well, is something that's very difficult. And I think from your interview, from your statements, people can actually assess like getting a PPO is easy, but to clear those stages is very difficult, right? And to reach that stage where you are given a PPO is very difficult. You have to do internships, you have to research a lot, you have to work with the team, you have to comply with their terms and conditions, right?
You have to be very consistent, I must say.
Exactly my point. You have to be very focused, right? So that the team knows that you are a good candidate, right? So, ma'am, like one thing I always wanted to ask you for sure that you're very active on LinkedIn, right? You post content on daily basis. You motivate students. You motivate students who are like feeling very sad because they don't get internships. But would you mind telling me that were you active in LinkedIn during your college days as well, or this is just because during the lockdown you got time and you are active on LinkedIn?
Definitely not. I joined LinkedIn during my first year itself, and I must say that LinkedIn has helped me in getting many of my internships also. So I was active at that time also. I did not post much at that time, but due to lockdown and now that students are, getting demotivated, I can, feel that, when I was a student, I also needed this motivation. And I also needed that there are people who are also facing failures and who are also facing success. So which is why I started blogging these days, and I like helping people who are facing difficulties in getting internships or jobs. Though I cannot definitely recommend you for an internship or job at SEM, but I can definitely help you in how to approach people, how to draft your CV, your cover letter. So I really love doing this because I have been through this and people have helped me also.
That's actually good to know that you are there to offer help to students. No doubt you clearly pointed out in the interview that you cannot recommend everyone for the internship at SAM, but at least you can tell them the process. You can just tell me how
Right.
to proceed. You can just tell me how to improvise themselves. Because helps like this can actually improvise the human being, improvise their own processes of building those what do you call it? Building those skills for the interviews, drafting CVs and drafting.
Damini, what I feel is lacking in the students today, that they are definitely, running for internships at tier 1, tier 2. They want to intern, but they need to have skills. I'm not saying that, you need to be full-fledged with, how
Exactly.
the practices and all of that, but you need to know basic things. There are students, who do not know basic things. They will, just copy paste and send it to you. So your work has to be presentable so that they can, see that you can become an associate. It has to be seen, because as an associate also, like first year associate also, I am not perfect, right? I will be guided by seniors, but that they know that this person has the capability of improving and that this person is putting efforts. That is very important when you intern.
Yeah, this is very important because as I told you earlier, that it should be reflected from your personality that you're a good candidate to be recommended for a PPO, or you are deserving candidate to become an associate at that firm, right? And I think you
Right.
clearly pointed out that you also had to clear those stages. They assessed you properly, they gave you the work. And I think like just by drafting those perfect CVs, like we don't have a perfect CV existing in this planet right now, but yes,
Right.
you should have some other skills as well, so that like people can assess you, people can see your work should reflect your perfection, right? So ma'am, that was a more formal side of this conversation, but let's just move forward to the informal part of this conversation. Now we're going to play some rapid fire. I'll ask you some questions and you randomly have to answer those. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like, you need not to point out the name of that professor, but you need to tell me. Was there any professor in your college who used to cut your attendance even if you don't talk?
No, I did not face it. Though I was pointed out many times that you are talking, but then it did not happen
But
that
this
they used to
happens with
cut my
me. Like, even if I don't talk, the professor says that you won't get an attendance. And that feeling when you're just 2 minutes late and the professors don't allow you to come inside the class, but if you just come inside the class, you will get attendance because you had to study. That moment is just like, oh my God. Because you're not getting the attendance as well, you're not attending the classes. No doubt we should attend classes because you have to learn, because the professors has come up with the lectures, so they're going to present it for you, you get the first hand experience of learning. But still, that feeling on the informal side that, oh my God, you're not getting attendance, is the worst experience, right?
True, true, true.
But
So
like,
I always had low attendance in my college. It was always below 75%. And I used to run and, I used to get it cleared every time because I was interning most of the time and involved in other activities. So my attendance was very low.
okay, so like, would you mind telling me the best internship you did?
As I told earlier, also Duff and Phelps was my best internship because though it was not related to law, it changed my life for
Yeah,
something good.
exactly. Because there only you joined the IBC team, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. Can you give me a number of as to how many internships you did?
10 internships.
10. Okay. Yeah, 5 years in two, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, summer internship and winter internship. But the
That's
trend
all.
nowadays have been changed, right? People are doing internship every month because of the lockdown happening, because
Right,
online
right.
internships came, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So you need to tell me, okay. So you need to tell me like no doubt you're a lawyer right now, but if not law, then what other sort of profession you would have gone for?
See, I would like to be an entrepreneur. I really want to be an entrepreneur because, see, I told you that I love conducting events. I want to be part of courses, webinars. Though I have seen that, many people are nowadays in this sector and, they are conducting courses on daily basis. But I believe in quality of education and not in quantity of education. So I would really want to change this, and I am already a part of an organization, Bettering Results, wherein they conduct courses and webinars on very different topics, and they invite quality speakers. So I think I want to be part of such initiatives.
Okay. Glad to know that you're there to actually improvise the structure which has been followed from so many years. But just tell me the best social media handle of yours and why.
Currently, it's LinkedIn only.
Okay. But are you on Instagram, Facebook?
I am, but I'm not very active on
Okay.
Instagram.
Because you are very much active on LinkedIn, right?
Right, I can't be active everywhere.
Exactly. So the next question is very obvious, and I think everyone knows, but still, I'm going to ask you the area of expertise.
It's insolvency and bankruptcy.
Okay. So, if I just ask you a very simple equation as to lawyer is equal to what?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Lawyer is equal to what?
Jack of all trades.
Okay. But why?
So I believe that as a lawyer, you just don't need to learn law. You need to, be a good speaker. You need to be a good writer. You need to know everything that's going to happen in the world. You need to be a good business person also. So definitely, you need to have everything to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Be a successful lawyer, I must say.
Exactly.
And I believe in idea of lawyer being an entrepreneur.
Okay. So I think I don't have much questions with me now, so I'll wrap up the rapid fire round. But that was a great session with you. But to be on a more formal side, okay, of this conversation, I'm going to ask you, would you mind sharing the internship process at SAM? How should one apply?
See, for internship process, at any tier one law firm, I think you should apply prior to 4 or 5 months. I don't know how it's going on currently because of COVID and online internships are going on. They're not taking many interns. But at my time, it was you had to apply 5 to 6 months prior. You need to have a good drafted CV and well drafted cover letter. I already took a session by Bettering Results also on this, which can be watched by people as to how to draft a perfect CV and the cover letter. And after you send your CV, so one thing that is there, you need to know about the firm and the practices very thoroughly, because we as law interns, we as law students, we are only interested in interning at tier one law firms without even knowing what they are into, what practice areas they are into, and whether you are the right fit for them. You need to know this, and you need to make yourself like that. If you want to be a tier 1 law firm, you need to make sure that you become like that. So when you apply for an internship, you just send an email. After 2-3 weeks, you follow up with the HR on email only. Don't bang them with calls every day. You just send follow up emails, and if they don't respond, then I think you can get contact numbers from people who are working there. And I think nowadays people are very helpful, and they can at least get you in touch with in detail. They can at least get you contact details of HR, so you can call them once in a week so that they know that this person is interested in the internship. And what happens when you call them, at least you will get to know the reason of rejection, because many a times I also applied to several tier 1 law firms and I did not get any response. But when you continuously follow up with HR, you get to know that you are lacking in this area, or maybe they do not take students from your college, or maybe they do not take students from a particular year of study. So at least you will get to know these reasons, and so that you can improve on them. So always make sure that you follow up and you are very consistent with it. And I'm sure it works. It worked in my case, though I did not, I also faced failures at many law firms, but I got into some other place.
And you're still working in a tier 1 law firm after many failures. Yeah. Failures actually make you learn a lot. And I think you're an inspiration for those who are coming from such an area, and like you actually chose that area of specialization because people are not aware about that, right? Not people are aware about the same, but not that much, right? Because we have seen the ones that are working in corporate, axling into general corporate law and all that. But choosing the area of expertise is insolvency, something which I think that you actually chose after that internship. That was a big thing for you, I think, because that changed your life. You got a PPO from SAM, you cleared it, and now you're working as an associate at SAM. That's a good thing, right?
Yes,
but
yes,
but this COVID pandemic came all of a sudden, tragedies and traumas for some, and you're also a 2020 batch, right? So any sort of motivational words for the 2020 batch and 2021 batch who are feeling very demotivated because of the current pandemic, because they have a fear of not getting a job, of not getting a work, or like they have a fear of something. So like, would you mind motivating them with some of your kind words and giving them some sort of suggestions?
Definitely, that's what I've been doing from past few months on LinkedIn also. That see, all of us are in the same situation. There are people who are looking for jobs, internships, and there are people who are facing difficulties in their current jobs also. And let's not talk about it, but then there are such things happening around the world. And not just mentally, physically also, our well-being is very important, especially in the times of COVID. So I think to those who are finding it difficult to get jobs and internships, I think you need to be motivated. You need to make sure that you are mentally you are focusing on your mental as well as your physical health, because once this pandemic ends, and if you torture yourself right now, you won't be able to work in the future. So there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and I have seen this in many things. In fact, for internships and job, keep trying, but you don't stop there. Look for something else, learn some new skills, so that by the time everything is over and everything is normal, you are more than you have so many skills that people take you in easily. And I've been seeing that people are coming up with the ideas of startups nowadays, because they are not getting job opportunities and internship opportunities. I really like this idea that because of COVID-19, people are focusing on startup ideas and they are choosing their passion. So I would say, if you're not getting internship jobs, please follow your passion, do something that you love, and you will succeed in that also.
I must say that's a good piece of advice for those who are actually thinking that if they're not getting something, so they should just stop over there. They just lose hope. They just actually start thinking that they are the losers. But I think what fascinates you, what are you into, you should start doing that. Even you should follow your hobbies if you're not even getting something, right? Because COVID came all of a
Right,
sudden.
in fact, what you are doing is you are following your passion, right? And I
Exactly.
really appreciate that you are doing something and you are getting connected with people also this way and getting to know their journey. So we should come up with such ideas, and it will help in future.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Because, starting this channel and interviewing lawyers, I was actually very afraid of this because whether lawyers will accept my invitation or not. But there are some good professionals like you who actually replies to the students. Because the time I replied, texted you, you didn't know that why I have texted you. Might have ignored that, but you actually replied. You listened to me. I was about to share something with you. I did that. I invited you, and you accepted my invitation. So I think professionals like you are making this journey a smooth and successful for me, because when I started this channel, I started with interviewing one lawyer per month, but now I'm interviewing per like one lawyer per week, in a way four
That's
lawyers per
great.
month,
Yeah.
because of which like I'm able to connect with a lot of lawyers. Like networking is happening side by side. So like I was always into speaking, but I just wanted to see like how can I start something in which I speak a lot, and like it should be like useful for me in my career aspect as well. So I came up with this. So yes, in a way, the hobby which you are into, the thing which you like the most, just start something with it. Just like I was into debating, I was into speaking, public speaking and all that, but I didn't start it like that. I gave it an innovative idea of just starting a law talk show, right? So you can also come up with something and start doing at least something in the lockdown, so that you get to know a lot of people, and after the lockdown ends or after this pandemic is gone, at least you have something in your hand to start with. So like
Right, right. I definitely agree with you, Damini, and I really appreciate the work that you are doing. And I'm glad that I got the opportunity to be here.
No, thank you so much, ma'am. Even it's my honor to interview you, because the journey which you had, you are an inspiration in yourself. Because the time I reviewed your profile, because I always review the profile to whom I have invited, because I should know something about the people who will be the guest in my channel. I was so shocked that you're a batch of 2020 and you are from UPS college. Like I actually checked your school background also. I checked everything and I was so shocked that you're an inspiration yourself. You're so young, you're motivating people on LinkedIn, you're very active. And I saw some posts that you are there to offer help to the students. So that was very motivating. So I really wanted to interview you. And I think this interview was a great session. The ones who are going to watch this video, if they have some sort of doubts, they can surely connect with you on LinkedIn because you're very active.
Definitely.
You're there to reply them as well. You're not going to ignore their messages. So I think with this, I'm going to wrap up the session. Thank you so much, ma'am. I just extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you, Damini.
Thank you so much, ma'am.